What up, y'all? I'm back with another review. I'm here to review the man Skyzoo's third studio album, I believe. Let's see. Third studio album, Music for My Friends. The reason I checked this out is because I meant to check this out when it originally dropped, but I never got to it. I know it dropped all the way back in June, but I meant to check this out. I just forgot about it. I mean, I never got into it. Because I heard this one song from Skyzoo. I think it was just featured on there. Because at first, I didn't know who this dude was. I'd never heard of him. I thought Skyzoo was a group or something because I heard so many vocals and like so many different uncredited vocals and verses on this one song he was featured on. I have no idea. I forget what that song is. I'm about to go check these papers because I wrote that shit down so I'd never forget it. I'm gonna check that. But let's get into this album review. I'm not gonna review this album like I would every other album track for track. I'm gonna talk about the high points because there's really no low points really. Now what can I say? This is a very jazz feel type of album. It's actually been ranked in the top 30 best albums of 2015 actually. And the reason I checked this out also is because I saw it on some top 10 top 50 and some people's top 10 hip hop albums of 2015. So I was like, let me go ahead and check this out because I meant to check it out anyway. What can I say? A very jazzy, synthetic type of album. It doesn't remind me of Milo, So the Flies Don't Come. I mean, this sounds more jazzy than I expected and thought So the Flies Don't Come would. I mean, that track All Day Always, which is the first track, is pretty cool. Suicide Doors. Now that's my shit right there, along with The Moments That Matter. Talk about the moments that, savoring and enjoying and reminiscing the moments that matter. Suicide Doors might be my favorite one on here. And if it's not that, it's got to be the track number 4, Luxury, featuring Westside Gunn, who had I like the feature on there. And this was produced by Skyzoo, though. Like, Luxury, which may be my second favorite track on here, was produced by Skyzoo. Like, the feel and what Skyzoo's going for on here, like, making music for his friends, something he can listen to, his friends can listen to. Think back when they were like 13, 14-year-olds, like just like being on the grind, being introduced to drugs and the streets and everything. There's no main producer on here. There's Illmind is on here 4 times though. He produced Everything's for Sale, Playing Favorites, Civilized Leisure, and Asking Bodie for a Package. Let me say something about that track. When I first heard that, I did not care for it, to be honest with you. And I listened to it again. Then I listened to it again today after re-listening to this album. And what can I say? I actually like this song now. Scar Akbar, that is a clean ass verse. I mean, damn. It reminded me a bit of AZ. I don't want to say Eminem because Eminem sounded like AZ on his first album, Infinite, which I reviewed, by the way. So he has an AZ type of flow, or like a type of aggression and attitude in his voice, but with the kind of flow of an AZ, but really the flow of a Big Pun, if you ask me. Just imagine that. You got the aggression, the sound, and just the aggression and the sound in your voice of an AZ, but you got the flow of a Big Pun. That's what I'm getting from Scar Akbar on that track, Asking Bodie for a Package. Like I said, I did not care for that at first, but it was cool. But like I said, this album is very jazzy, synthetic, uplifting. But there are some points where it looks dark, which is to the end of this album, with the last 2 tracks on here. Things I should have told my friends. Now, like, just by listening to that and, like, the title of it, if I didn't know there was an extra track after this, which is in the bonus track, by the way, if I'd have listened to that, and saw like there was no other track, I would have naturally thought, well, this is how he's going to end it, saying, well, this is what I should have told my friends. But he didn't. And this was a little more of a dark feel. And the same thing with Sweet Pursuit. Like, it's kind of uplifting, makes you want to move around, but it's one of those things you like maybe just look like you get lost to. Really, actually, no. Sweet Pursuit is something you ride around to, like on a cloudy day like this. You just ride. I love songs like that where you can just ride through your neighborhood or just ride on a cloudy day and just like, not be depressed or in your feelings, but just like reminisce, being like, damn, I wish I would have done this. And you're on your sweet pursuit, like you're pursuing, which this song is featuring K. Cola. I like this feature from K. Cola. And on The Moments That Matter, featuring K. Cola. I like this. I like when I can listen to an album of somebody I've never heard of before, or maybe not even never heard of, but just not that familiar with. feature people who I'm completely unfamiliar with, and I like them. But now there's a track on here which I really do like. Money Makes Us Happy featuring Black Thought. I think this is one of the more conscious, insightful songs on here, if you ask me. Track number 6, See a Key featuring Jadakiss. One of those drug dealing songs. What can I say? Kiss is perfect for this. I mean, Kiss just goes right along with it. He holds his own. He just fits in perfectly. But he doesn't overshadow Skyzoo. Skyzoo holds his own on here too. But what can I say? I like every song on here except for Women Who Can Cook. I was like, I mean, it's not even that I don't like it. I'm like, nah. Because at least it's after the Meadow of Trust. It's actually one of my favorite tracks on here, produced by Black Metaphor. I love that Meadow of Trust. It reminds me of what's that song on Mac Miller's Good AM? The Festival. Just because it's so calm. It reminds me of Milo. What's that song? Sleeping Under the Echo Tree or something like that. It reminds me of that because it's just so calm and peaceful. Featuring Saba, who had a nice feature on here too. I mean, like I said, I like every song on here. Sweet Pursuit was cool. Things I Should Have Told My Friends was cool. Asking Buddy for a Package I didn't like it at first, then I got to liking it. The Experience, I forgot to talk about this. This was a cool ass song as well. I like the piano on here and the whole and how it comes back up and it keeps playing. It's like, that is so freaking smooth. Actually, you know what? I forgot to mention Civilized Leisure. Civilized Leisure was cool. It didn't really stand out to me because this is like my second time listening to this album after today. Before I reviewed this, I thought this Civilized Leisure was one of those songs that I really liked. The first time I heard it, I'm like, nah. I got that song confused, but it's an okay song. It's not as bad as Women Who Can Cook. It's not even that Women Who Can Cook is a bad song. It's just like, I mean, it fits if you go by the Meadow of Trust, how the ending of that, the girl talking to him and everything, then wakes up and he talks about some women who can cook and everything, like, you want me to make you something to eat or something, shit like that. So it fits, but it doesn't fit the album for me. Like, just Meadow of Trust, that ending, I'm like, that kind of ruined the song, well, the ending of the song for me, but it was still cool. Actually, Money Makes Us Happy, like I said, was cool. See a Key was cool. Everything's for Sale. Kind of reminded me of something you might have heard off of To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, Luxury was cool, produced by Skyzoo, Moments That Matter, Suicide Doors, All Day, Always. Now, this song right here, Playing Favorites. This was kind of not a love song, but it sounded like something I would have heard off of Joe Budden's All Love Lost. I mean, maybe not the same beat, but the same subject matter. I mean, it's cool if you make a song like this every once in a while on your album. It's cool. Maybe it's for your teenage or high school sweetheart and shit like that. But I just don't dig them songs like that, really. What can I say? So yeah, I liked every song on here except songs like Playing Favorites, Women Who Can Cook, Civilized Leisure. It's not that they're bad songs. I'm not feeling them like that. But everything else on here was cool. All Day, Always, Suicide Doors, Moments That Matter, Luxury, Money Makes Us Happy, Meadow of Trust, Things I Should Have Told My Friends, Sweet Pursuit. I liked how he mixed this album up though. Like, it was a real jazzy type of feel, uplifting. But he also showed you some of his darker side, his darker thoughts, and how he can really flow and get with the darker production style. He can do happy and uplifting, but he can also do a little darker and not eerie, but I don't want to say depressed, but a sadder feel. He can go in on that too, and not even really go in, but just talk, but not like talk to you, like kind of like what Milo does, or like what Mac Miller does sometimes, or what Drake does sometimes. But overall, I have to say this was a pretty enjoyable album. I think I will go back and listen to this. Will I buy it if I see it in a store? Maybe, because I really like this cover art too. I like that. That's some dope ass cover art. It's just there. Now, I forgot to mention The Experience. That shit sounds so. Yeah, well, actually, no, not even The Experience. Money Makes Us Happy, See a Key, Luxury, really Luxury, and The Experience to a bit of an extent. That sounds so freaking uh, like 90s influenced, but to be honest, the most 90s influenced song on here, if you ask me, is the song with Scar Akbar, like who has the AZ and big pun type of feel. Asking Bodie for a package, it feels so 9-4 through 9-9 type of 90s hip hop. I mean, this is a pretty enjoyable ass album. What can I say? It's jazzy, it's synthetic, a little bit of a dark feel, nice ass production, cool beats, subject matter is on point. Making music for you, making music for your friends. I can dig that. So I have to say this is a C plus album. I give it an 82 out of 100. Pretty enjoyable album. Now I'm probably gonna go watch some reviews on this album and see what I maybe not have picked up and see if people agree with me or disagree with me. And speaking of that, if you like this video, be sure to like this video, share, subscribe if you're new. Get me on Twitter, Facebook, AudioMac, SoundCloud, Instagram. Hit up my email for business or anything. And donate to DynamicJAB@gmail.com through PayPal if you want to support my movements as far as YouTube, music, entertainment, and everything else goes. And also, most importantly, before you do any of that stuff, be sure to comment if you've heard this album. And let me know what you think of my review on it and what you think of the album yourself. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.